Before starting our conversation, I want to say something to you. Ma'am, I am a learner and I learn English since 4 months ago. So that's why I want to say you. If I do any mistake, please correct me.
Let's say you want to tell them गंदे हाथों से खाना मत खाना, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't know how to say that in English.
And one question for my kids, ma'am. What is the good way, ma'am, to teach to grammar to kids?
Teach grammar to kids.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Tell me about yourself. How are you doing?
I am also doing great, ma'am. Thank you for asking, ma'am. And thank you for joining me.
Your name is Anju.
Yes, ma'am. Anju.
It's great that you joined on time. You're ready for today's session?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready for 1 week. When you called me first time, that time I surprised Meenu ma'am called me and I'm waiting for your call, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I want to know about you because we are meeting for the very first time. So first of all, please introduce yourself.
Okay, ma'am. My name is Anju, and basically I was raised and born Uttarakhand Tiri district, but currently I live in Uttarakhand Lansdowne. And if you talk about my qualification, so I am graduate, and I have 2 kids. And if you talk about my hobbies, so learning new things and playing badmintons are my hobbies. And if I get a free time, that time I take a conversation with a co-learner with the help of Skype. Yeah, it's all about for me, ma'am.
Okay. So you are a passionate English learner. What is your motivation? I mean, what motivated you to learn English?
Hey, ma'am, I want to give my children to good circumstances. Because many children when they are grown up and then they goes to any interview, that time they get failed. My children are fluent in English, so that's why I learn English.
Okay. You want to give them English environment at home so that they become
Yes,
good
ma'am.
at English. The people who are not good at English, they can't clear the interviews. You don't want these problems to be faced by your children. So do you want to go for a job also? Have you ever done a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you are learning
Yes.
English only to give this atmosphere to your kids.
What are you saying, ma'am?
You are learning English only for your kids.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, before starting our conversation, I want to say something to you. Ma'am, I am a learner and I learn English since 4 months ago. So that's why I want to say you. If I do any mistake, please correct me.
Okay, thank you so much for saying that. It's great because some people feel bad. So I sometimes think that should I correct, should I not correct? So it's great that you told me that. You were saying that your hobbies are learning new things and playing badminton. What new things have you learned so far?
Ma'am, when I see anything, that time I think, that time I thought I can do this thing, and why not I do these things. And ma'am, what we called weaving and knitting. Bunai means weaving.
Knitting.
I can do knitting and silai also, stitching clothes. Yeah, I know about that.
So you were interested in learning stitching and knitting.
No, ma'am, I'm not interesting for those things. But when I see these things, so that time I thought I can do that, and I learned this, and I quickly learned that things. But after looking my kids. I think this is not for my cup of tea, because I want to give a good environment to English to my kids. So that's why I ignored all the things and focus this language only.
You learned these things, but now you think these are not your cup of tea.
Yes, ma'am. I learned this for 2 years ago.
Okay. Actually, I had also learned, I don't know how to knit, but I had learned stitching before my marriage. But after marriage, sometimes I used to repair the clothes, stitch the button on the shirt and all those things. Those things I can do. But now I feel that, I can spend my time in better things. So I give the clothes to some other person for repair, and I don't like to stitch. Earlier, I was able to stitch even my suits. So I knew stitching, I learned everything, but now I feel that I should spend my time in better things. So I also don't like to do these things now.
I think same, ma'am. When I do something, that time I recall my mind. If I do this type of things, I spoiled my time. Why not I use time in learning useful things.
Right, right. And even if you are not learning and you are spending that time doing something that you enjoy, like if you want to, I wanted to spend time with my kids. I wanted to
Yes.
listen to music. All those things are more important. If you don't enjoy something, then you shouldn't do. I feel that. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Childhood is precious. So I wanted to spend
Yes.
a lot of time with my kids when they were very young. So how old are your children?
My children, elder one is 10-year old, and second younger one is 7-year old, ma'am.
10 and 7, okay. Till 7 or 10, they are very cute. It feels very nice to talk to them, to spend time with them, because they will grow very quickly. They will grow very quickly. Then you will not have time to talk to them. And as they will get 17, 18 years of age, they will not have time to talk to you. So it's better to
Yeah.
spend a lot of time with them now.
Yes, ma'am. You are right, ma'am. And I give my whole time to my childrens.
Yeah.
I never spend my time with my neighbors and my friends. I prefer to spend all the time to my kids.
Yeah. I also liked to spend all my time with my kids, my husband, on my hobbies, and all the other things that I loved, instead of spending that time doing something that I hated.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Please, you tell me how to learn English, and how can I enhance my English speaking? Please, you tell me, ma'am. I have a little bit knowledge to grammar, and I took a online classes in 4 months ago, and I have a knowledge, but I can't speak very fluent way. I stucking and I humbling. I am stucking, and when I take a conversation in a famous personality, that time I feel nervousness. So how can I get rid of on this problem, and how can I speak fluent way, ma'am? Please tell me.
First, tell me about the course that you took, that online course. Did they emphasize on speaking or listening or reading?
Ma'am, before starting to speaking, I unable to speak, and I know I not a little bit knowledge to grammar, how to frame sentences. So I learn from there to how to make sentences. What is the grammar? What is the present tense, past tense? I learn these type of things, and now I'm able to speaking, and I able to read book. And I took the classes from Anjana, ma'am.
Okay. So you were not able to make sentences at that time, and now you think you have become better. But did they let you speak a lot?
What do you say, ma'am?
Did you speak a lot in that course? Or you were mostly required to listen to them or read the content?
Ma'am, I learned there only tenses and speak.
Okay.
Ma'am, give me a story according to tenses, and I learned from there how to speak daily routine, and how to make a conversation classes.
You were saying that you become nervous when someone is in front of you, right?
I for
Someone you think who speaks better English than you. Then you become nervous and then you fumble and you get stuck, right? It happens with everyone. It used to happen with me also. I used to get stuck, but I still kept practicing. I used to feel embarrassed because I would think that, oh, I spoke wrong English today. What she must be thinking about me. These things used to happen with me also. I also used to feel so embarrassed and ashamed because when I used to come home, then I would think, oh, said this and this was wrong. But it happens. So now you are getting nervous. But if you do a lot of conversation, how many video conversations have you done so far?
Ma'am, I take one day only one conversation, and most of them two conversation I take one day.
How many conversations have you done so far?
Um,
Video sessions, not audio sessions.
10 to 15, ma'am, I think.
10 to 15 now. Once you have done 100 conversations, your confidence will go from here to here, this to this. So it takes practice. If you make tea in front of a person who is an expert in making tea, just imagine, will you not get nervous even if you know how to make tea? A person who is an expert is standing in front of you and you make tea in front of that person, you will get nervous. But if you do this 100 times, your nervousness will completely go away. So it's like that. It will only happen with practice.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But ma'am, one is the biggest problem to me when I say something that time I forget. I speak my past time and I speak my future time and I use will and I use the second form of past. That time I forget. So what do you do, ma'am, to get rid of this type of mistakes?
Okay, you speak in past tense and future tense, but you don't speak in present tense. That is what you're saying.
No, no, ma'am. I can able to speak, but I forget. Taking a conversation time, I forget how to speak.
Okay, at that time you forget about the tenses when you are speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That will happen with practice. Like, whenever we do something, we focus so much on it. And when we become expert, then we don't even look here and we do everything like this. So it will only happen with practice. But you can talk to yourself every day. So I will give you an exercise. You have to speak in past tense for 1 minute, speak in present tense for 1 minute, and speak in future tense for 1 minute. Speak for 1 minute, and whatever you speak should be in past tense, so you can narrate a story or something that happened in the past.
Okay. Yesterday I went to the market and I bought a lots of things, vegetables, fruits, and lots of things. Then I returned home. After returning home, I I saw a lots of monkeys to here because I lived in a hill area. So here was a lots of monkeys, and when I came to home that time monkeys, ma'am, what we called for china.
Snatch.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, monkeys snatched my vegetable poly bag, and I got scared, and then I ran fast and returned my home. This
Okay.
things situation uh, make me made me scare, बहुत ज्यादा डरा दिया था.
Okay, okay. So this
How can
incident frightened you so much. You were terrified.
oh,
Okay.
yes, I am terrified that time. Yeah.
So this is great. You spoke about the past incident. So your incident was one day you went for vegetable and fruit shopping, right? You went for grocery shopping. You bought a lot of things like fruits, vegetables, and everything. When you were on your way back home, there were monkeys on the way, and they came and snatched your bag, which was full of vegetables and fruit. You wanted to take it back, but you were so scared. You ran from there and you came home empty handed. So, all the stuff, you lost all the stuff, but you came home and you were so relieved. And this incident actually terrified you so much. You were so scared, right? So, now speak about present tense. Speak about present tense for 1 minute.
Okay. I get up early in the morning, then I go to the washroom and freshen up. Then I again go to the kitchen and and take one glass of warm water. After doing that work, I take some exercise, and then I go to the washroom and take shower, and then I say morning prayer. Then I again go to the kitchen and prepare breakfast to my kids. Then I get up my children and see them go to the washroom and freshen up. Then I serve breakfast for them, and after 7 o'clock, um, I drove them in a bus stand, and after a while I came back home and take my breakfast. After doing that work, I do my all household work, and then I take a conversation classes with the conversation with the co-learner. After doing that work, I prepare my lunch, and then I again go to the bus stand to pick my children because school over now 2 p.m., so that's why I go there, and then I return home after 2.5. After that, I wash my hand and give lunch. Okay, give lunch to my kids, and after doing that work, I take a rest for a while, and then I again get up 4 o'clock, and then I prepare tea and milk for my children. After having tea, I make homework to my kids, and then I go for a walk in the evening walk. After doing that walk, I come back home around 6:30, and then I freshen up and say evening prayer. After doing that walk, I again teach my children whatever I teach in a evening time. I ask them, and after doing that work, I prepare my dinner, and then I serve dinner around 9:30, and 10 after 10 I go washroom and brush my teeth and apply some lotion, and around 10:30 I go to the bed.
Very good, very good. So you spoke about present tense so well. There were a few mistakes, but I forgot all of them because I can't remember all that stuff. But it's okay. You spoke very well. Now speak about future tense for 1 minute.
Okay, ma'am. I will I will get up 6:30, and then I will go. I will make a breakfast to my kids. Then I will.
No, 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 no.
I will.
You are just telling your daily routine in future tense. Speak
Okay.
about something else for future tense. Like
Yes, ma'am.
you can say that I will go on a trip next year. I will pack this. I will buy this. Say something for future. I mean that you are going to do in future.
Okay, ma'am. I will go a trip with my friends. I will pick some lunch for a trip. I will pick aloo paratha, and I will also pick some snake, and then we will go to the trip on Monday, and we will plan go to the bus, and we will think we will go for a zoo, and after exploring there, we will sit in a clean area, and then we will buy a buy a drinking water, and then we will took our lunch there, and after doing that all of work, we will come in home by bus.
Very good, very good. You wanted to say that you will go on a trip with your friends. You are thinking of going to zoo. So you will pack a lot of stuff like parathas and some snacks. Then you will go there. You will take tickets. You will sit after seeing the animals and birds. You will relax for a while at a nice place. There you will buy some bottled water, and then there you will eat your food. You will travel by bus. So this is what you wanted to say. So this was a very good exercise. You should speak to yourself in English every day.
Ma'am, what do you do when we know to how to make some sentences? Because when I speak with my kids in my home, that time many sentences I can't able to make. So what do you do that time, ma'am?
If you are not able to make a sentence, and is your mother tongue Hindi,
Yes, ma'am.
and you don't know English of a sentence, let's say you want to tell them कि गंदे हाथों से खाना मत खाना, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't know how to say that in English, I will tell you, you can say don't eat with dirty hands. But if you don't know the English of it, you can write on Google, गंदे हाथों से खाना मत खाना, write that in English. Not in English, I mean just write that in Hindi and then say meaning in English. If you type that on Google, गंदे हाथों से खाना मत खाना, meaning in English, then it will give you the result. It will translate that sentence in English, and then you will get to know the English of that sentence. So you can do this if you want to know the English of a particular sentence.
Lots of things when I search, but Google not give the correct answer. Like one day I search, मेरी बेटी को ग्लूकोज चढ़ाया जा रहा है. That time Google not translate to in a good way.
Okay, so what did it say?
Not, I don't remember, ma'am.
Yeah, sometimes there are some mistakes, and you can ask ChatGPT also. It can also translate here Hindi sentences to English sentences. If Google doesn't give you satisfactory answer, then you can try using ChatGPT.
So, ma'am, how can I make these sentences? ग्लूकोज चढ़ाया जा रहा है.
Glucose चढ़ाया जा रहा है. Glucose
Yes, ma'am.
drip hota na, drip. Glucose is drip, right?
Yeah.
Glucose is being given to my daughter. You can say this.
Continuous passive, ma'am, no?
I didn't get you.
This sentence.
This sentence is passive English, present continuous tense, passive voice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So glucose drip is being given to my daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Put the Hindi sentences in ChatGPT and it will give you the correct answer. I have tried it so many times.
I have a last one question. Ma'am, you speak English in your childhood life?
I was, when I was in class 6, I was a topper in English. I used to score 100% marks, but there was no English environment in my school and neighborhood. So I would not speak English, but I was very good in English grammar. I started speaking English after my college.
Okay. And one question for my kids, ma'am. She is very good for English. She can able to speak, but after writing, she do lots of mistake for spelling. So, what is the correct way to learn English spellings?
A good way to correct English spellings. I think you
Yes,
should
ma'am.
ask her the spellings, like when she doesn't have any books in front of her, just ask her the spelling. The word beautiful, tell me the spelling. She will memorize it and she will imagine what word beautiful means and she will understand the spellings. And my children used to memorize like that. So, not while writing, not while reading, just I would ask them the spellings. So, maybe you can try that.
Okay, ma'am. I try. And what is the good way, ma'am, to teach to grammar to kids?
Teach grammar to kids.
She is the fourth standard.
Yeah, you should buy
She's
some.
fourth.
You should buy some grammar workbooks. There are some grammar workbooks, exercise books. Apart from the school
Okay.
books, grammar activity books are there in the market. They will have so much fun filling it. There are fill in the blanks, true, false, matching, and all that. If they use those books and fill up those books, that will be very good for them.
Okay.
Okay, so buy some grammar exercise books for them. That will be a fun way. Okay, maybe you can say that if all your answers will be correct, I will give you this or that. Maybe you can say this. I will reward you with something.
Okay, ma'am.
So, Anju, we can have another session after a month or 2 months. You can connect with me again. Okay?
And this time my daughter chat with take a conversation with you.
Yeah. Next time, your daughter can have a chat with me. Okay? Bye bye. Have a great day and all the best.
Same to you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.